Okay, in category 3, we're going to talk about the sound quality of your headphones. And I guess this is fundamentally why you're buying headphones. You want to listen to music or audio and you want that experience to be a pleasant and accurate one. But I think the dirty secret in the industry is the following, that excluding the very, very cheapest headsets, the difference between a mid-priced headset and the most expensive headset is practically zero. And to substantiate that, what I'm saying is that you can adjust the volume and the equalization, and in a blind test, you would very likely not be able to tell the difference between headsets. In front of you, I've got a over-the-ear headset, which is not really the subject of this conversation, but I wanted to include it because with these three typical headsets that I've also got them connected to this Xiaomi phone. So you can see they're actually all connected. In fact, I seem to have got 4 sets of headphones connected independently of each other on this lovely Xiaomi Poco F3 headphone. I just wanted to show you that in the headphone world, there's something called a codec, which is a compression algorithm which sends the data between your smartphone and your headset. And there are different data rates depending on the codec, which give you theoretical different qualities. And on the Xiaomi design, it actually shows you how it's connected, which is very nice of them. So the standard connection for an Android phone would be something called SBC, but under the Xiaomi software here, we have the option to connect it at a better AAC connection. So if I go into one of the, let's start that again. If I go into one of the buds, you can see I can turn on AAC. Oh, it's right at the bottom. So you can turn on AAC. And so for my audio experience, I would turn on AAC to give that slightly better. But in a blind sound test with my partner, who's switching this on and off, I'm telling you that I cannot always tell the difference. And that's across a variety of music. Now, if you've got much more expensive in-ear buds, you may be able to access something called an LDAC codec. And I brought these headphones along because these do have the LDAC codec. So let's just check that out. So you'll see here that you've got the LDAC codec. And in the settings, have I got it on screen or have I not got it on screen? No, I'm not got it on screen. If I go to developer options of the system for Android and scroll down the bazillions of options we've got, you'll see that you've got lots of different things you can change and set here. So for example, you can set the bits per sample to 16, 24 bits or 32 bits. Under the Xiaomi setting, you can set everything, even if it's not available. Under the Google Pixel, you can only set what is available, and that will depend on the headset that you are connecting. But you can see there's a sampling rate here. You can set it between 44.1 and 96 kilohertz. There are a whole set of things you can set, but here is the codec, the LHDC codec, and there are the LDAC codec. So here's the LDAC codec, and you can see you can set it to 909 kilobits per second, which is the maximum rate. So different headsets have different facilities. The best will have something called LDAC. This is in the Android world, don't forget, not the iPhone world. I'll come on to that right at the end. The best will have LDAC, which is not very typical. But even if you don't have LDAC, most sophisticated Android headsets now enable you to connect with AAC, which is reckoned to be better than the SBC. But, of course, depending on your Android phone, you may or may not see that connection, and you may not know whether it's connected in that fashion. So that's something for you all to check if you're Android users. Meanwhile, if you're Apple users, who knows? Apple uses AAC. I think they only use AAC. Do they tell you they're using AAC? Of course not, because Mr. Customer, you don't want to worry your little heads about that sort of thing. So going back to the more sensible Android world, where you can actually see what's being used, my comment is that whilst all of these facilities are there, you really, really, really may not be able to distinguish between any of these. But it's nice if you have that facility, but I can tell you, do a blind sound test with a friend between the headphones, between the earbuds, and see if you can actually tell the difference. My bet is when you've changed the volume and when you've changed the equalization, you won't be able to tell the difference. And just to remind you, if we look at the equalization, so some phones have got a graphic equalizer. So again, the Xiaomi graphic equalizer looks like this, and you can change between the different settings, or you can set your own. And once you've set this setting, you can dramatically change the sound that you hear. So you can set it to exactly how you like it. So again, in a blind sound test, I challenge people to actually detect the difference between a medium price set of headphones and the very most expensive set of headphones. I do not believe that you will be able to tell if you change these parameters to the ones that you feel are best for you. Okay, that is sound quality. Next, we're looking at features.